This morning I'm thinking about how wacky our minds are and how amazing the Dharma is in terms of helping us to see that. And so there's so many, I think because we're starting these teachings on the four distortions really on Thursday nights. I've been reading a little bit from that book, and one thing that Aryadeva says in here that really strikes me is how, because we have this sense of me and I and mine, and it's so strong, it colors everything. Just the way this introduction says this, we cling to this, and then we seek the kinds of friends, possessions, and surroundings that we imagine will ensure happiness of this fabricated self. Which is why I probably liked meditation on equanimity so much. But it's just so crazy because there's no basis. This is a complete setup for failure, because this self doesn't exist the way we think it does, and then we're trying to satisfy it all the time, and so we're clinging to these things. It's just a complete fabrication, and it's never going to work. And so very helpful to take on this view and try to understand this in your own experience. And so a couple of ways that I see that in my own experience. One was from reading this little quote that Jack had introduced us to, and coming across it again recently from Tenzin Palmo, where she's talking about how we always interpret others from the standpoint of our own needs. So right there, our perception is being driven in part by our emotions and our needs. And that just seems so wacky to me. When I first started seeing that, I was like, because to me everything was so real. Things are real, and they're really this way, and what I'm seeing is real. And then you start doing meditation for a while, and that doesn't work. And to me, there's a lot of, I see this in my own experience. Recently I was really quite emotional, and where I find this very helpful with the nonviolent communication is to see what the needs are behind my emotions. And when I recognize, a situation, I use this kind of analysis to see why my mind is disturbed. It's that need is driving even my perception of a situation. And that's what's so beautiful about sitting on the cushion and untangling the whole thing, and just seeing how the way I'm interpreting others' words to me, the way I'm interpreting their tone of voice. For sure I do this with tone of voice. I've gone back and heard teachings on audio, and it's the experience is so different. My perceptions are different the second time. And then this morning, another thing happened where I was just going to get a little notebook out of the drawer, and because I wanted to focus on certain Lam Rim meditation this morning. And so first I pull out one notebook, and it's got it doesn't have that in it at all. And I've made all this noise in meditation all to get it, and I don't have the right material. So then I go during a discrete time and pull out another notebook, and I get to it's got the Lam Rim outline. I get to my puja table, great. And then we start our meditation, and I open it up to the meditation. Oh, all the pages are there except for these 5 pages in the middle of the Lam Rim are like gone. And then I could get upset there. I think I probably did for a moment, because I said, you can just never win around here. That's what I said to you. And then I was thinking about that thought even, like, okay, so where, when you use these 4 distortions, it's so helpful. Why did I have the expectation that those pages would be in that notebook? That's an expectation. I go up to it, I see it, I think these pages are going to be in this book. That's an expectation. Why did I have that expectation? Because things are permanent. they were put in there, they're going to stay in there, nothing's going to change, no one's going to take them out so that they don't make so much noise in their puja table like I did this morning trying to deal with this notebook, you know. They're just permanent, they're going to be there. It's just so wacky. So I just really appreciate the Dharma, and, you know, because, you know, I can go a lot of different directions with these kind of small little experiences, and this is, I think, what's so beautiful about having the teachings, and especially living in community like we do. Of course it's completely challenging, but like what Thich Nhat Hanh says, because we see others' faults so well, the way our wacky mind works, instead of getting irritated by their faults, what we can do is actually turn the mirror and see those faults in ourselves. And so when things happen around us, it's so, you know, this is what's so great about the Dharma, and these teachings are so powerful, and they're just every situation we can use. So we can see in one place where, you know, selflessness, you know, is getting us, you know, the view of a self is getting us in trouble. Another situation, the view of permanence is getting us in trouble. You know, just the teachings just abound with something that can help every single state of our mind. But we have to keep studying enough that we get the right medicine. And that's where, as we continue to practice, we'll have more finesse, is the word. I remember Venerable saying that to somebody when I first moved here. As you continue to practice the Dharma, you'll have more finesse with working with the wacky mind, because you'll have more tools. Right now, my toolbox is mostly a hammer. I see every problem as a nail. And that doesn't really work. But as we keep going, we'll be able to use these teachings more skillfully, and we'll be much kinder people, and be able to see the kindness of others, and we'll be really of a lot more benefit. So may we all hang in there, encourage each other when we can.